Absolutely, we want children back in school. We know how difficult it's been for parents. School's the best place for them. But we have to have a return to school which is safe and sustainable. And we've just learned that SAGE, the government's own scientific advisory group, has just released its minutes of its meeting on the 11th of February. And what SAGE have recommended is a phased reopening of schools. And the reason they've done that is because its own modelling shows that a reopening of schools can increase the R rate between 10 and 50%. So its own modelling committee said that it should be a phased reopening to enable the government to assess the effect on community transmission and the effect on the reproduction rate. Yeah. I'm amazed that the government has ignored the advice of its own scientific advisors. What we want is a safe and sustainable school return. And, you know, if they'd just taken time to do it properly, to get the youngest year groups back first, to get the exam groups back in secondary, to see how that goes, to monitor the R rate, and to put health and safety measures in school, like ventilation units, like increased PPE, then we would have been in a much stronger place for school reopening. But they've ignored the advice of their own advisors, and I think that's reckless.
But you've heard, Mary, and so have I, government ministers like Gavin Williamson, like the Health Secretary Matt Hancock, saying the risk to teachers from infection is no greater than other groups.
Well, I was talking about community infection there, but actually that's not true either. We've just got the data today from the Office for National Statistics for infection rates for education staff. And in fact, they are elevated. So for secondary school teachers and for support staff, secondary school teachers, nearly 5.5% of those within the sample were infected. Support staff, over 6%. So that's not true either. What ministers have been saying is not true.